So here we have the 2009 Junior Cert Higher Level Question 3 on axonometric. If we just have a quick read through the question before we get started. Shown are the axonometric axes required for the isometric projection of a parking meter. Also shown is a 3D graphic of the parking meter here. Draw the axonometric axes as shown with these three. Draw the given side elevation oriented at 15 degrees. I'm not sure which one they're calling. Side elevations, okay, so one of them is an elevation. I assume that's the elevation and that's the end elevation here, oriented at 15 degrees off vertical each way, so 15 degrees and 75 degrees, and then draw the completed axonometric projection of the parking meter. So by projecting down from our elevation and down from our end elevation, we will get our 3D. Quite a bit in this question, not the easiest one that has come up, but this graphic here is really great. That kind of shows us a lot of what we need. Also, because it's orientated in a similar way to what the final solution would be orientated, that's going to help as well with visualizing. So to get going here, I'm going to come up from the bottom of my A3 page here by about 65 mil to the center of my three axes, and I think that should be okay to fit. I haven't pre-drawn through this now, so I think 65, I just worked it out from scaling this guy right here. So 65 mil up from the bottom of my page, and somewhere around the center of my page I'm going to be I'll just go 70 there altogether. 70 mil up, and somewhere, as I said, around the center of my page there, and the page is 420, so I'll just come in 210. That's going to be the center of my three axes. I'll start off with my vertical line, which is my y-axis, and then 30 degrees each direction for my x and z axis. Okay, now we will project out. I'm going to start off by working over here to the right hand side and drawing this view over here. So I'm going to project out at 30 degrees. And I'm going to pick a point and stop. Now, it's never really, you're never certain where you're stopping, but first, what I would do is, before just picking a point, I want to get as far away from here as I can, but not too far so that it doesn't go off the page. This is 60 mil long, well that's going to fit anyway, no problem, and the height is 10, 120, 30, it's 130 plus the angle up top, maybe 150. Where am I going to have it? Well, I'll have 150. If I start around here someplace, I'll have my 150. So there shouldn't be a problem if I take some point around there. But I would always kind of pre-plan it, you know, add up your measurements there. So 10 and 20 is 30 and 90 is 120, 130 plus, let's just say that's approximately an extra 20 mil. So 150 will easily fit. 60 will easily fit. So that's my starting point, and it's far enough away. It's quite far from the center. To set up my angles, I'm going to drop my 45 down first, as I would always encourage you to do. 45 first, and then 30 on top. And the 30, the ruled side of my 30, if you drop the ruled side of the 30 on top of the point of the 45, okay, so if we just explore this for a second, put the ruled size of the 30 on top of the point of the 45, you get your 75 degrees, you get your 15 degrees. So that's your two angles for drawing these views. So there we go. Let's get this base drawn, and that is the horizontal plane. It's the floor, it's the ground. And this right here is the end vertical plane, and that's going to be much larger. Let's start measuring this out. Only two measurements along the base, 45 and 15, so 45 plus 15 is 60. And up along the right hand side here, there's probably going to be some more, definitely some more measurements this time. 10. We don't move the set square, you just do your maths. 10 plus 20 is 30, and then plus, is there an extra? No, 10 and 20 is 30, and 90 is 120. And then 120 and 10 is 130. Okay, so then view it's drawn, I'm going to just take them out. So ruled side and top my 45 and drop. I'm going to go ahead and I can start projecting out and projecting up. And that's the first one done there. I should probably also put my 25 down here on the ground, so why not just take it through the whole drawing. 25 mil there, and that's up at the top, and a 40, so 25 and 40 are the two dimensions that are also given. And I'll just drop them down there in the base and project them up through. They might be useful someplace else. So there's the 25, there's the 40. Now that 40 out and up 20 is my next, so I need that 20. I mark back here, and while I'm here I'm also going to do the same projection with the top two measurements I marked. Now back down to base again. That's one line, that's as far as I can go there. Okay, I'm onto the curve after that. I'm going to go and do this now. I'm going to take from what point at the 25. It's the important point. Line is right here. From there, from that top point, I'm going to line up. Okay, I'm going to line up and I'm going to grab my protractor. When I'm in line and parallel, I'll just run off with my set square, slide back until my protractor is in the right line, bring it in, mark my 30. There we go. That's the top of the whole object right there. I can draw the full line here to the side of it. And what's left? One more solid line in here. Now, next job is from this point right here down to this point here. I need a radius 100. What I'm going to do for that is I'll just mark 100 anywhere at all on my page, really. Just mark that at 100. I'll bring in the compass and I'll set it. There's my 100. I need the center point to be over here someplace, so that it just goes down and hits both points. It's going to be around there someplace. Well, I have a radius and I have my 2 points, so I'm going to work backwards from the point working back, from this point working back, and there's the center. Then I changed my compass there, and I shouldn't have. Just make sure that's set to the 100 again. From that center point, we should be able to hit one point, hit the second point, and have a perfect 100 mil. So there we go. Is that the elevation finished? I think it is. Now, main elevation is finished. I'm going to go back here to the left hand side and project on my end elevation here. I'm most likely going to have to put this page away now soon, because I'm sure I'll be transferring between the views. I'm going to just give a quick check now. What was the total height? The total height here was approximately 145, and the width of this is 80, so I need a position that I can fit 80. And that's not bad there, but then I'm going to need to be able to fit 145 up along, all the way out. So maybe something like, hopefully this will fit around here. And again, I'm just doing this by judging it. Can I come out 80 and go up 145? I think I can there. I'm going to go with that. I'll start off by outlining very quickly a brief outline of the question, and then I'll know whether my angles are correct or not. Now, on this side, the angle isn't working out. Okay, it's going the wrong way. So we need to maybe mess around with the set square a different way until we get it. So this time, there's a different configuration for the set squares, but it's always going to start off with the 45 down first. Now I'll mark my 80. And is it all going to fit? No problem. So height is going to work out just fine there. Now, what are we looking for next? We are looking for the height of this first step here at the front, which is my 10, and then I'm looking for the second line, which is 10 and 20 is 30. So 10 and 30. Now you have two options here. You can set your compass for each one and mark if you like, because the height in both elevations have to be the same. That kind of ensures that we just don't make the silly mistake of getting our maths wrong here. The fact that the first is 10 and the next one is 30 total. Some people will by mistake do this and they'll set the 20, and instead of adding on they'll go back down to their corner. So just don't do anything foolish like that. We're building everything from the ground up. Before I go any further, I'm going to just drop in this base right here. I'll just grab the rubber and take out some of that projection line and drop in this line here. I'm going to lightly put in my 30 line. And next, have we a width? We've a total width of 80 on the base, and we've a total width of 50 for the main podium, is it, or what is this, a parking meter? So the main body up along is 50. I think a centre line would be the most appropriate way to do this. So there's my centre line at 40 right there. What are the two I'm dealing with? 40 and 50. So I'll set mine to 25 and I'll mark to the left 0 and up to 50. So that's the 50mm main block, and then I'll go 5 and 45, and that's the top 40mm block right there. So again, I'll project them. I'll keep it light. I would like to keep it even lighter, but I want it to be hopefully visible in this video, so I'm going heavier than I'd like to be here. And there we go. What I'm going to do next is this. I'm going to just take away my T-square and set squares for just a few moments, and I'm going to grab the compass because I want to transfer across some heights. I'm going to stop measuring and start transferring now. I'll just bring this down here. The heights I want to transfer, okay, I've already taken this, what's that, 10 and 20 is 30mm, but now I want the 90 added on. So that's the next height I'm going to bring right there, which is the top of the main body. And I'll transfer it, don't forget, we started on the ground here, we'll start on the ground here. I'm going to then go to my next, which is a 10, isn't it? That was 10mm of an extra step up to there. And from the ground. And finally, the very top of the object, top of that 30-degree slope, from the ground. And there we go. Set squares back in, and let's get this view finished. The top of this guy here is the 40mm width. So, yeah. Okay. This line here is the start of the main body, which is the 50mm width. This line down here is also part of the main body, 50mm width. And there we have the 40 and 50, appropriate to whatever point it's at, heavied in and finished right there. What am I missing? I think I'm just missing two small lines now, and then that will be it for this view. There's a 26 here based off center, so I'm going to take, I would just set there to 43. I try my best not to be starting at a 0, so, or you know, I could start there at 13 for something like a centered measurement. It's 26 total, so it's 13 to the left, and then mark it at 26, which gives me 13 to the right. Now I believe that is it. I'm just going to get these two lines in and then have a look through the drawing, make sure I haven't missed any particular lines or edges, and then we're ready to move on to the axonometric. So is that it? I have 1, 2, 3 surfaces down below. I have my 20mm high one right here to the start of the curve. At the end of the curve it's 50, so at the end of the curve it's 50. I have my 10mm section and I have my slope surface. That's that one. And on this side, quite similar. So this side is already done for sure. And I'll just heavy in that baseline right there. So I'm ready now to start projecting everything from my elevation and my end elevation back in to the center to get my axonometric view. So the big thing here is whatever angle we projected out, we have to project back in. So let's get going with that. I'm going to build this up from the ground up. I'm going to take all of the points around the base here, okay, and project them down first. Starting here, and the top point, second one, and the top, and finally. Okay, so that's all the points in the base from one view, and same from the other view. If you prefer, do these, and then always say this, if you are more comfortable with just doing 1 or 2 points at a time, then do that. If you're happy enough to do them all, like I'm doing all the points here in the base, then go this way. But it really has to be personal preference when it comes to this. What we're looking for now is we're looking to identify a surface and find the surface. So I'm going to start off. You might have to zoom in your video if you need to here. I'm going to start off with this tiny little flat surface, this vertical surface here to the front. I need to find it in each view. Well, there it is in this view, right there, and here it is in this view. So starting off with that surface right there, it appears as an edge view, it appears as a true shape right here. Let's get going on that one. That should all end up being a perfect 30 degrees, and I project down. I get the bottom point here and here. So let's get that surface in. Here's our first one. I'm going to move on now and work around the corner to this red one right here. And that red one, it's a slope surface and it's right there. Appears in that position right there in the main elevation. And it appears as the full surface here, doesn't it? It does. It appears to go the full way out here beside the blue one in the end elevation. So let's go ahead and get that one next. And where is it? I'm going to be joining the dots. That's a slope, but the slope might not necessarily be the same when we get down here. We don't know what the slope is, so it goes from the bottom of the blue to the bottom of the red, out on this line, bottom of the red, out on this line. So look for your corresponding lines, and we get this point right here, don't we? So now the video froze there just for a second. So what it did, I had just gone on ahead and I had gone for the top of the red here. So if I often find 2 pencils even helps. So if I'm looking at a line joining the top of the blue to the top of the red, but I'm looking top of the blue, top of the red, and I trace my point in, and I trace my point in, and I get my corresponding point, or the point where the 2 lines intersect and cross right there. What's next? I'm going to go for a different color now. I'm going to just get a green here, and next one I want to go for is this green surface down here. So that's this side surface here now, and that's where it appears in the elevation, and in the end elevation over here it just appears as an edge view. So I project down from the end elevation already done actually. So I'm going to go with the bottom line again first, from the bottom of the red back to here where it is. Now that's leaning up against the wall, so it's in the corner up against the wall right there. So I should be able to just take that right back at 30 degrees. And now for the top point. Well, there it is. Here it is, and when we project them down, we get our crossing point right there. So top of the red goes back into the corner, and it should have a vertical edge back there. So that's that one done. And we just keep working through our surfaces, and eventually you'll have them all finished. There's another one done. Now, I'm not quite sure, will the corresponding surface to the red be visible or not? I don't know yet. Time to find out though. Okay, so where is it? It appears just directly behind this red, so it's going to be along this line here. I'm going to start off with the top of it though, because as I said, I don't know if it's visible or not yet. There's no point in drawing it in heavy if it's not. That's the back surface, the back edge of the object. And again, I don't want to go too heavy. The corresponding to the green comes out as far as here. And again, I don't want to go heavy, but is it visible? I wonder. I think it is actually. I think just a little bit. That's going to join up there to the blue, and that's the top one, and the bottom one on the ground here also joins up to the blue. So yeah, that is visible. Okay, I'm going to just color code that with a red as well, because it's a corresponding surface to the red that I already had there. And there we go, there's a little bit of red corresponding to it. What I've done now, I have all of that base done, so from the green, red, blue, red, and the far back green here is not visible. And then I have the top surface done as well. I'd like to start now with the just the lines along the base of the main stand of this meter. So where are they? First of all, in line with, I'm going to go with my 50mm widths right here. Project out one, and project out the second one. And how big are they from my main elevation from the back out to here? So where's that line? And you just start tracing your points and ensuring that you are connecting the correct points, and it starts to come together and it starts to make sense. How far up does it come? That goes up just a little, and that goes up just a little, but the back point of it here goes up quite a lot. Okay, they go up. Those two front edges, I'm going to put this away now for a while. Those two front edges come up to here. The back edges of the main 50mm block come up to here. Okay, so that is the back of the main 50mm block, also coming from that point. So right there. Will that all correspond? Here should correspond with here, and it does. This point should correspond with this point, and it does. So if the accuracy is right, that's what we should get. We should see the whole thing starting to come together. How far up they come? Well, they come out as far as here, which would be the start of our curve. That's a full line, solid, all the way across. Okay. I can start heading in now, down to the ground for this main part right here. What's next? Well, I could move on now and start doing my two curves, but you know, I think I might just get all the easy marks first and build up this slope section up on top here. So I project down. I've only got two more projections to come from the elevation, I think. One and one at the very top here. But I have a few now to come from this view. So I'll start off with the portion of it as it goes from 50mm into 40mm. So that would be here, this 5mm step in. There, for one, and there along for the other. at that point it rises up to this first line I project down. So that's just a straight rise up and a straight rise up. The back of it goes all the way up to the top of that 30 degree, which would be there. I can then heavy in the very top edge of this object and this front edge as given. As I said a minute ago, we don't know what the angles become. Angles change in axonometric, so that used to be 30 degrees up here when it was seen as an edge view, while this time we just join the dots with the set square. To finish off this top area, I'm going to just heavy in the edge of the 50 in the surface in the two locations. Next job I need to do is I need to find some points that I can use to freehand my curves. Okay, so that's my next job right now. The freehand curve goes from the left and right of the 50. So from here and here. I'm going to use maybe a different colour now here for a bit of numbering. I'm going to call that number 1, which is here number 1. And where is that? Well, that is up here at number 1. What I'd like to do is this. I'm going to, I don't need too many points. How many do I need is the big question now. I'm thinking maybe about 5 points. I'd like 5 points in this space. Now I could just guess any random point if I wanted. I'd prefer myself to be a bit more technical than that. So I'm going to just divide up that space 5 equal times. Okay, so equal division of a line brought in here. 5 equal divisions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 step offs right there. And once again, this is not necessary at all. I just prefer it myself because I think it looks so much tidier after if it's all equal and neatly done. And what does that give us? That gives us a few positions that we can come right out and hit the curve, out and hit the curve. So taking the angle of my ground again, so don't forget 45 degree down first, 30 degree down second, and taking the angle out of the ground and doing this. And I'll use a different colour again here, just to signify what these lines are and what purpose they have. So I'm going to bring those lines out until they hit the curve. So that just gives me equal distances and equal dimensions and reference points so that I can find this curve in my axonometric view. So there we go. How should I number these? I started at number 1. I'm going to go down to 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. That means I have 1 and I have 6 in this view. I have 1 and I have 6 in this view. Time to do some transfer, because if I project down number 2, I have nothing else. I have no idea where it stops, so I need to transfer the dimensions from here onto this view right here. So I'm going to take from the ground up there to number 5, from the ground up, then up to number 4, up to 3, sorry I was on the back of it here of course, from the ground up to 3, and up to 2. And you know, I just realized now, I think I just projected some wrong point there for number 2. I should have gone up there if I wanted to keep it all equal. I'm going to go with it because it really doesn't matter. As long as I use my compass for this, it doesn't matter. That takes me there up to number 2. Trying to bring those, where do I go with this? Trying to bring those out onto the left side and back onto the right side of this 3D shape here. There we go. All the corresponding heights taken from one view and brought onto the next view. That gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And now at the moment I'm just working on this left side curve only. We're going to have to go back and do the right side curve after. Let's start projecting. If, as I always say, if you feel more comfortable with just one at a time, do one at a time. I'm going to do them all. My usual trick here would be grab 2 pencils. That's number 2, that's number 2, 2. That's number 3. That's number 3. Number 4. Careful, being very, very careful here now. Okay, it falls in line with the axis. Down from number 4. Finally, number 5. Number 5. Is that correct? Yes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 on one side. We can either freehand that in or just do what I'm doing now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 on the other side. 6. Project it down. Number 2. Number 3. 4. And 5 and 6 is already taken, of course. Now, this time, same again really. In fact it's a bit easier because we have point 2 here. We know that it's going to be 30 degrees back from point 2 to here. So 2. That's the line of 3. That's the line of 3. The line of 4 is here. The line of 4 is here. Line number 5. Number 5. And there we go. Nice and carefully freehanding through all the points, number 1 to 6. That's kind of poor enough there now, so I'll just lighten that off a little bit. And there we go, that's it. That's the whole finished drawing now. So we have our main elevation, our end elevation. We have our 30 degrees added on up here. Height to be transferred using your compass over onto the end elevation. And then we have my setup here, which should have been nice and tidy. Only that I happen to just, I'm not sure what mark I took. Maybe that was the 100 or something. But I just happened to take a wrong point by mistake. Did it matter? Not really. It would have just looked a bit neater, I think, if all these green spacings were all equal. But nevertheless, we have our 1, 2, 3, 4 extra points dropped in on the curve, the corresponding heights taken to my end elevation, and all projected in to get me my finished object. That is this drawing completely finished now, except one line actually. I should probably just heavy in that line right there, which is the top of this base shape. There's no hidden detail required in these drawings, so that's it finished. That's the 2009 Junior Cert Higher Level Question 3 on Axonometric. Thanks for watching.